Speaker for the grandstand is Dr. Akhil Shahani, Managing Director of the Shahani Group. He will talk about skilling students for employability using multi-pronged scientific approaches. Dr. Shahani, over to you, please.
Thanks, Isha. And I'm so glad that I'm following up with Sucheta, because she's actually set a great framework about the need to actually create employable graduates and what it really takes to get kids to be employable. Now, so we actually, my doctorate thesis is in the area of student employability and what it takes to make a kid employable in the white collar world. Because I think we all know is that when you look at 21st century skills or where the future work, a lot of the major job growth is going to happen in the services industry. There's going to be a lot more demand for white collar workers, and unfortunately, manufacturing is going to remain stagnant. Forget about agriculture. So now the issue that we face is that for the vast majority, and as Suchita said, is that 90% of the kids who are tend to be into informal employment, the blue collar workers, the gray collar workers. And we actually have come up with a model that is enabled to create a classic underprivileged, non-speaking English kid into a white collar worker to help them to jump into a good quality company with a white collar work in a short period of time, using a combination of data analytics and behavioral science. Next slide, please. Let me give an example of Divya. So Divya is a classic example. She lives with a mother, single mother in a Bombay slum. She works as a seamstress, but she wants to get a job in a bank or a white collar office. Now, the thing is that because she doesn't speak English, because frankly, her school education and undergrad education has not been very good, she doesn't have the communication skills, she doesn't have the personality, she doesn't have what is called the finesse or the attitude or the employability aspect that makes a white collar recruiter want to hire her. So she will be limited to, let's say, a classic informal job. She would be, let's say, one of the waitresses you see in restaurants. She would be someone who is serving you coffee in Starbucks. She may be, let's say, one of the delivery people that you see in gig workers. But she will never be able to jump to corporate white collar work and will never be able to move the needle on her family, because she will always be, without any intervention, she'll always be in that underprivileged area of actually not being able to scale up her family based on income. So next, please. So Divya discovers Sage Foundation Job Skills Training Program. She joined our program. Within 45 days, we're able to assess her employability traits. We train her in English communication. She is taught by industry managers. She has hardcore soft skills training for her job. She has got mock interview sessions with the industry recruiters. She is counseled regularly to make sure that she sticks on to the program and she doesn't drop out because of various issues. And it is all driven by a smartphone app through a combination of online education and a bit of offline experiential learning, right? Next slide, please. And finally, Divya is placed in a job in her dreams in a multinational bank. Next slide, please. All right, so over the past couple of years, of course, we're much younger than some of the previous organizations, but we have trained thousands of kids like Divya to get high-paying white-collar jobs. We have actually been able to take a kid within 45 days. They come from, more often than not, an underprivileged background. They're the first kid in their family to actually get educated even up to, let's say, college level. But the thing is that they don't speak English. They don't have the wherewithal or the skill set to get a job in the white-collar world. We have got thousands of these kids within 45 days to be trained in English, got the employability skills, and to get jobs in the BFSI sector, the banking, financial insurance sector. What is amazing is that most of these kids on an average get a monthly salary of 25,000 rupees. Some of them have gone up to 4 lakh rupees a year, which gives them a huge jump in their family income, which they probably would not have got with a classic vocational course where they learn how to be plumbers, carpenters, or gig workers. So we found that there's actually a hardcore behavioral science data analytics model that allows us to get these kids into the white collar world in a very structured approach. Next, please. How do we do that? Next, please. All right. So there's a classic Peter. Go back. Yeah, there you go. So there's a classic Peter Drucker phrase that says, "What can be measured will be managed." Now, I'm always a big believer in an impact measurement, using numbers, using data to ensure that you're able to deliver the right outcomes, and you can measure the impact so you can keep on constantly growing. And we are very, very geeky. My undergraduate is in education, is in engineering, my MBA, and of course, my doctorate. So what we started off by saying is that when you want to make someone employable, you need to measure what employability is. So what we have done through a proprietary framework, we are able to take entry-level jobs offered by multinational banks, by top Indian banks, by financial services companies, others, and map them according to the framework of hard skills and soft skills. And we're able to use this mapping in terms of numbers. So for example, we can map problem solving skills around the range of 0 to 10, team working from 0 to 10, computer skills from 0 to 10. Each of these is measured, and we come up with sort of a map of what the job entails to actually get this kid employable to join that job. Next, please. All right, so basically what we do, we understand what the kid's capability is, we understand what the job requires, and through a data-driven platform, you're able to give the kid what the gap it is between what they are and what they need to be. And we keep on training them through behavioral science, and too much time to explain what that is. But the idea is that we actually make sure that they get the job which they're mapped to. Next, please. This will actually show you, these are actually live screens from our mobile apps that show, like, for example, on the right screen, you see the skill gap between what the job requires and what the kid has. And we are able to develop the kid through data analytics and behavioral science to make sure that they get the right job. On the left-hand side, you see measures of their professionalism, proactiveness, critical thinking, so on and so forth. Next, please. All right, so based on our impact, we've got a 94% placement rate on an average. Kids within 45 days of English training and industry training that we offer, they get jobs at around 25,000 rupees salary on an average, a 90% plus rate and 94% placement rate of kids who are passed, and they've got jobs in these sort of things. Imagine a classic kid from a Bombay slum area has got jobs in this place. Next. Okay, and these are, of course, some great success stories. Like Edwin has actually got a job in the UK. He's playing football. There's Taskeen, who actually was going to lose a house because of she couldn't pay rent, but she got a job in Kota, so on and so forth. Great, some fantastic success stories we'd love to talk about. Next. And of course, we got recognition. Clinton Global Initiative has awarded us. We've got Jamal Bajaj. Next, please. Media coverage, of course, they've actually appreciated our model. Next, please. Okay, now the ask. Basically, we are looking to train and place around 1 million underprivileged students in India by 2025. We are looking for partners who will either be helping us scale into other parts of India in terms of, let's say, local NGOs. We are looking, of course, for grant funding as well to help us scale up the Bombay-based model into other areas. And of course, we're looking at maybe other innovation partners who actually could help us with refining our data measures. In fact, we're looking for strong support in implementing IRIS Plus standards or IMP standards into our program, because we are very geeky, data-driven people who look at an outcome. Last slide, please. If you want to know more, please feel free to email me. I'd be happy to discuss with you guys more and look for some sort of future partnerships. Thank you very much.